FIDE Master John Curtis from Australia, and this week I didn't stream on Wednesday because I had to go and go to my cancer appointment with a specialist, and I was very happy that my PSA level, which measures the cancer, went from 460 down to 1. So I'm in a happy space. I did stream on Late Title Tuesday. I didn't stream on Late Title Tuesday. However, I did play, right? Because I was a bit worried about my appointment with the specialist, right? The cancer specialist. However, I'm going to review some of the games that I played on Late Title Tuesday. Mainly games 1 to 4, I believe. We'll see how it goes. And I'm going to show you the ups and downs of Late Title Tuesday playing against the Grandmasters and all the titled players. In round 1, I had to play Robert Hungaski, 2,551 rated, from the United States, Grandmaster Robert Hungaski. And I'll show you the results here. Whoa, where are we? Oh, I think we can show you. Yeah, so I played at 85.3% accuracy, and Robert played at Grandmaster Robert Hungaski played at 80.8% accuracy. And I played at 2,550 rating. He must have been a bit suspicious of me. And he played at 2,300. So that's why he lost. He actually only played at 2,300 level despite his rating being 2,550. Okay. So here we go. Let's have a look at the game. Right, we'll look at the game. And here we go. We're going to start the review.
G3 is a slow but flexible move that prepares to bring the bishop to G2, castle quickly, and attack the center later.
There you go. Did you hear that? G3 is a slow but flexible move that prepares to bring the bishop to G2, castle quickly, and attack the center later. Robert Hungaski, this Grandmaster, he thought he'd just play a slow positional game against me and just outplay me and beat me. And he was right to a certain extent, because his idea of doing that was pretty well correct, except it didn't work out that way.
D5 is a solid move which takes control of the center after White's cautious first move.
There we go. So exactly. So White plays a cautious move, so I take control of the center.
Bishop G2 puts the bishop on the long diagonal in a move called a fianchetto.
A fianchetto. I call it a fianchetto.
C6 supports the D5 pawn. It allows the queen to develop on the queen side.
And it's a book move. That's right, exactly.
This prepares the bishop for development.
There we go. So D3 prepares the bishop, this bishop here, on C1 for development. And it might come out here and attack the knight on F6 if it goes there. I played knight to F6.
Your knight becomes more powerful by developing towards the action.
Right. The idea of that is to prevent E4, we could take the pawn off and exchange queens.
Moving from its starting spot, the knight gets involved in the game.
Exactly. The knight gets involved in the game. And the knight also controls the E5 square at this stage and exerts pressure on the D4 square. And there's always a chance that the knight could come over here towards the king later once White is fully developed.
You overlooked an opportunity to develop a knight off its starting square.
There we go. So what the computer's saying is a better move for me was to develop the knight, right, on D7, knight to D7, and prepare to push this central pawn.
This is a fair move.
It's a fair move. What the engine's saying, it's a good move. And the engine does prefer this knight to D2 developing move. However, the engine recognises it's a good move because it prepares to put the bishop here on this long diagonal, right? Okay. So
Your fianchettoed bishop puts strong pressure on the diagonal.
That's right. So I've got strong pressure on the diagonal now. He played bishop
This
b2.
pins a knight, which restricts its mobility.
That's right. He's pinning my knight. So now I can't really move my knight, or he'll take my bishop off and he'll have a great game. So I castle.
Castling protects your king and activates your rook.
It's also a star move. It's the best move. And if we look at the evaluation bar on the side of the board, you can see that the computer is favouring white slightly by a few little inches. So we're going to...
That's fine.
Where does the Grandmaster go wrong? So we beat a Grandmaster in round 1 of Late Title Tuesday. Let's see how we do it. So he plays c4. At this stage, I looked at the position and I wasn't happy with a lot of the moves. I don't want to take the pawn and allow him to recapture towards the centre. So I don't want to play d takes c pawn because of pawn takes pawn. And white's just got a fantastic game. By the same token, I'm not happy moving my bishop out, right? I'm not happy moving the bishop out. So I thought, well, I'll find another move that's solid, it's mistake-free, and we can make the move quickly. So
Not the best move, but not bad either.
There you go. So the engine agrees with me. It's not the best move, but it's not bad. And the whole idea is just to see what he's going to do, how my opponent's going to reply. Well, he castled.
Both kings are castled and ready for the middle game.
That's right. He's castled. He's completed his development. And white is better. Only slightly, but white is better. So I played
this
bishop.
Move doesn't hurt you much, but it doesn't help either.
That's right. So bishop there doesn't hurt me much. And the whole idea is, when I played this move, is I didn't want to be hurt. So the engine, when he says this move doesn't hurt you much, but it doesn't help either, the engine's thinking just like me. All I'm trying to do is just play a move that makes my opponent think and use up time. Because he's got 2 minutes and 14 seconds and I've got 2 minutes and 25. So he played
the knight moves forward into the game. This is called development. That's
right. It's development, and it's the final minor piece that's developed. Okay. And obviously, white didn't want to block his bishop by playing knight to c3, but would block his bishop and take away the effective pressure that white's got on the e5 square. Does it make sense? Well, I played
You missed an opportunity to increase a bishop's scope by moving it to a better square.
Yeah, I probably should have played bishop there. However, I was a bit concerned about, if I played bishop there, I was concerned about knight to e5. Knight to e5. Anyway, he played pawn takes pawn.
This maintains the balance in material with a good trade.
It's a good trade for white. And I played knight takes.
This is the strongest option.
So he played knight to d4. And that's the strongest option, right? Here, I didn't like my position at all. I didn't know what to do, so I just played e5.
You ignored an opportunity to take an open file with a rook.
Yeah, the engine says I should have taken the open file with the rook, right? So that would have been a better move by me. He took the bishop.
This is the only good move. This forces the opponent to double pawns.
That's right. Now I've got double pawns on the king side. But I recognise I've got double pawns. I was a bit concerned about them, to tell you the truth. After g takes...
Take back.
I was concerned about moves like bishop here. I was also concerned about e4. Let's see what the computer says. Well, he played e4.
This overlooks an opportunity to force weakened backward pawns.
There you go. So what the engine is saying, in this position prior to the e4 move, white could have played queen to f3. Hold on, sorry, no. He could have played f3, isn't it? f3. Anyway, e4 is played. I played knight to c5.
This is the only move that works, and you found it.
There you go.
This adds protection to your threatened pawn.
Did you hear what the computer said? I'll repeat what the computer said.
This overlooks an opportunity to force weakened backward pawns.
Right. Now listen to this, what the computer says.
This is the only move that works, and you found it.
I
This
found
adds
it. That's
protection
right.
to your
Against the
threatened pawn.
Grandmaster. That's right. Robert Hungaski of the United States rated 2,551 in round 1 of Late Title Tuesday. So I'm looking to get a Grandmaster scalp. Always good to beat a Grandmaster when you're only rated less than 2,200. For the purposes of this game, I was rated 2,153. He played Queen
The
to
pawn is now
E2.
adequately defended.
And now he's adequately defended his pawn. So I thought, well, good. Well, I'll take his pawn
He came
off.
out even with that trade.
And it's a star move. It's the best move. A lot of
The
people
pawn
would,
is now adequately defended.
a lot of people would take the pawn with the F pawn and undouble the pawns. However, by taking with the D pawn,
You came out even with that trade.
that's right. And the whole idea is I want to be able to exploit this square queen on D6. So he takes back and now
Recaptures.
I play this move queen to D3.
There was only one good move, and you found it.
Only one
Good
good
job
move
defending
on
that
the
pawn.
board, and the computer's saying, I found it. I want to listen to the computer. Say that again.
Recaptures. There was only one good move, and you found it.
Yes.
Good job defending that pawn.
Thank you very much, Mr. Computer. He played rook on
This
the...
allows the opponent to eventually win a pawn.
There you go. So he's worked out that I eventually win a pawn. So I played pawn
You
takes
ignored an
pawn.
opportunity to tactically win a pawn.
I could have tactically won a pawn. Anyway, I've got a pawn anyway. He played knight
This
takes
is an equal
e4.
trade.
It's an equal trade. So I played knight on the F
That
file
was
to
a fair
e4.
trade.
And what I really want to do is I want to, for instance, he can't take my queen because knight takes back would attack his castle and his bishop. And he'd get an ugly position from there. He could even lose a piece. So he plays bishop takes
This
e4.
maintains the balance and material with a good trade.
There you go. So it's a good trade. The position is equal. And white's got pressure on my e-pawn. So in this position, I played queen
This is an
takes
equal
queen. He played knight. I played
You
knight
trade off
takes.
equal material.
Played rook takes e4.
Takes back.
And now in this position, if you look at the evaluation bar on the side of the board, it says white is slightly better. So at this stage, after all the opening and the complexities, the exchanges and everything, the Grandmaster has still got slightly better position than me. So how do I win this game? Well, the first thing I do is I try to kick
You
that.
kick the opposing rook with a pawn, forcing it away.
There you go. And the engine says that's an excellent idea. So the engine says, here we go. He
The
played
rook is
rook
now on
to
an open file,
c4.
which helps control squares across the board.
Exactly. Now he wants to play moves like rook e1 and rook to c7. Right. So I played rook to...
This is the only good move.
I
This
found
takes an open file, a common method for activating a rook.
I found a good move, and he found the best move. He got an exclamation mark because now he's controlling both open files. In this position, a Grandmaster should not lose the game. However, because we've complicated the position so much and for so long, Grandmaster Robert Hungaski has now only got 19.2 seconds for the rest of the game. I have 1 minute and 53 seconds. So what is my plan here to beat the Grandmaster? Well, the plan is to wear him down. There's one move that the Grandmaster should find. It's bishop to a3 to kick my castle. And my castle is not on a good square. I played
Your
rook
double
on the
rooks work great together.
Yeah, there you go. Did you hear what the engine said?
This is the only good move.
Right.
Your doubled rooks work great together.
I like when the engine says my double rooks look great together. He played king
One of
to
the best
f1. Engine says bishop c1 was best, but the move he played is actually one of the best moves. You'd expect nothing less from a Grandmaster. However, he's running short of time. So I thought, well, I'll get my king
You
working.
allow the opponent to win a tempo by threatening a rook.
That's right. Now, in this position, he's got bishop hits castle. and I would be in an absolute mess. So I played a bad move. However, he played
This
king
ignores
e2.
an opportunity to win a tempo by threatening a rook.
Exactly. So what's happened now is it's because, why did the Grandmaster miss this? It's because the Grandmaster was short of time, right? So now I have to correct my mistake, right? Because I'm still going to stop this bishop to a3. So I played rook.
This move is okay, but not what I would have played.
Rook to e6, right? It's not the best move. The best move was king to e6. Anyway, he gave me a
Very
check.
strong play.
And the engine says, this is a good move. It's an excellent move. So I just played rook on the 8 to
Nice
d7.
defensive move protecting your pawn.
I'm happy in this case to swap castles. Because if I can draw against the Grandmaster, I'll be so happy. And he's only got 16 seconds left. So
This threatens to tactically win a pawn.
Yes, he's threatening to tactically win a pawn, right? Okay, and the tactical threat would be rook here and pawn there eventually, I suppose. I played
You allow
h5.
the opponent to win a pawn through an eventual fork.
Yeah, so now he's played this move f3.
This misses an opportunity to tactically win a pawn.
So he's forgotten to tactically win a pawn with this bishop a3 again. And he's missed it, being short of time.
You prevented your opponent from being able to tactically win a pawn.
I played b6 and now he can't win the pawn. Because what happens is if he attacks my castle now, I can slip my castle in on b7. I didn't have that square before. So now he plays bishop to c3.
A better location.
Now he wants to play this bishop move again, probably. It's an excellent move by my opponent.
Your bishop has more scope from this square.
That's right. I'm very happy with that move. He played a4. Now, a Grandmaster plays a4 in this position, not the best move, but the reason behind his logic is that he wants to put his pawns, Grandmaster wants to put his pawns on white squares. Also, he also wants to jettison the pawn if he can at the right time, and then be able to attack the pawn on b6, right? So there's several reasons for that move. I played rook
This is a fine move.
Rook to b7, and the chess engine says it's a fine move, Johnny Curtis. He played b4. It's an excellent move. If we have a look at the evaluation bar, time to look at the evaluation bar on the side of the board. We're playing this game against Grandmaster Robert Hungaski from the United States, rated 2,551. No slouch, this Grandmaster. And if you have a look at the evaluation board, we're still losing, not positionally, but materially we're still equal. I played a6.
But this is not bad.
As the engine says, I had better options, but it's not a bad move. He played b5.
There were worse moves, but also something much better.
Okay, so I took the pawn
came
off.
Out even with that trade.
He captures with
Takes
the
back.
rook, right? And now I played e4.
You allowed the opponent to pin a bishop to the king.
Here we go. I've allowed rook takes pawn. It's a lost game. Oh, that's a lost game. I didn't see that I made such a big blunder. No wonder I only played at 84% accuracy. Okay, so I played e5, mainly because he's short of time and I wanted to have him think about pawn takes pawn check, but rook takes pawn is an awesome move. It's just a winning move. Anyway, I played e4 and he played f takes e4.
This overlooks an opportunity to capture a free pawn.
So here
this
I
is
played
the start of the endgame, and white is equal.
bishop takes
The only
c3.
move, you found it.
It's the only move and I found it. He played rook takes
This
f5
ignores an
check.
opportunity to recapture a piece.
And this is a, what? This is a mistake. It ignores an opportunity to recapture the piece. He should capture the bishop. Now he loses a piece. How does he lose a piece? King to g6.
Nice. You found the only move in this position.
And it's the winning
You found
move.
a move to defend your pawn.
He can't take the bishop because I'll play rook takes pawn check. Right, so now if he captures the bishop, I can play rook takes pawn check and I win his castle. So what does the Grandmaster do? Well, he plays, hold on, king to g6. He played g4.
This permits the opponent to play a stunning move, ignoring the threat on the bishop.
And I played a stunning move, not worried about the bishop. I just took the pawn off.
You ignored your opponent's threat and found
I
a
ignored
powerful
his
response.
threat. I'll let the engine tell you
This
what I
permits the
did.
opponent to play You ignored your opponent's threat and found a powerful response.
H takes g4, double exclamation mark. Reason being, again, he can't take the bishop because rook takes pawn check and the king can take the rook on f5. He played king
This
to
overlooks an
e3.
opportunity to tactically win a pawn.
Okay, so he could have won a pawn with rook to f4, and it would have been very hard for white to win the game after that with the two castles on. Okay? But I played bishop to f6.
You found a safer square for your bishop.
Now the whole idea is, does rook f4 win? No, it doesn't, because bishop can go to g5 and pin the rook against the king. So now he can no longer attack my pawn, my g pawn. He plays king
Right on target.
to f4, right on target, as the computer says. King to f4. So I play rook on the b file to
Doubled rooks can be
e7.
powerful.
And the whole idea is, if he takes the pawn, I can play rook takes pawn check. Okay, and I can swap off the castles. You look at the evaluation bar, black's winning.
This permits the opponent to eventually win a pawn.
Rook to b4. I played bishop to h4.
You overlooked an opportunity to tactically win a pawn.
I could have tactically won a pawn. Amazing, isn't it? Okay, right. So let's have a look. He plays e5.
This is not the right idea.
Now here we play g3.
Good job. That's what I would have played too.
Did you hear what the computer said? The computer said, good job. Me, the computer, I would have played the same move.
This is not the right... Good job. That's what I would have played too.
Star move, exclamation mark, putting the Grandmaster under tremendous pressure in round one of Late Title Tuesday. And the Grandmaster must be thinking, oh no, I don't want to lose against a low-rated player. You know, I'm a Grandmaster. I don't want to lose against a low-rated player in round one. But he's under tremendous pressure. So he took the pawn off.
This makes a passed pawn.
And so I played bishop takes
Now your opponent's
g3
piece
check.
is overloaded,
Now
having to defend too many pieces at once.
Exactly.
So you will win material.
So he can't take the bishop because I'll take his castle. So he plays king to g4.
This evades the check from the bishop.
He should have played king to e4 according to the engine. He's played king to g5. It's not a good move. So when he played that, I played bishop takes e5.
You captured a vulnerable pawn.
Now black has got a fine bishop extra. The pawn on b6 is protected. So white's got to try to work out what he can do. And he's short of time with 2.8 seconds left. The Grandmaster's under pressure.
This is
Rook
a strong
checks. Best move. King to f7.
You escape the check from the rook.
We escape. We run away. Plays rook
One of the
e4.
best moves.
One of the best moves. We play rook to g6.
With that move, you offer to trade pieces.
That's right. We offer to trade pieces because we feel that we can win this game. He plays rook takes
After
g6.
all captures, this is an equal trade.
King takes g6.
You captured back.
He plays rook to
very strong
b4.
play.
And he's threatening my pawn. So I play bishop c7.
Great defense. A good way to protect your pawn.
Good defense. I can protect the pawn. Plays rook to
solid choice.
b5. A solid choice. And now, a good move, I think, for me, would be rook e5 here. Let's see what I played. Rook checks.
Nice way to win material using a
Well,
fork.
I just win a pawn. King f3 is
This
back.
steps away from the checking rook.
And now rook takes
You
pawn.
captured a free pawn.
And you can see what I've done to the Grandmaster. Now I have a bishop and a pawn. He played rook to d5.
That's not a mistake. But it's not the best move either.
Played king to f6.
Well done, an excellent move.
I'm trying to bring my king over to meet with the passed pawn so we can push the passed pawn through and queen it. He played
One of
rook
the
to
best
d7. One of the best moves. Here, I think a good move is rook here too. That's a good move. I actually played bishop
This moves your
e5.
bishop to a safer square.
It moves my bishop to a good square. Rook to
This puts the
b7
rook behind
is
the other player's
attacking my
passed
pawn. I played rook to
Good
b4.
job defending that pawn.
Simply protected the pawn.
Very
Played king
precise.
e3. Played king
Very good
f5.
choice.
And the whole idea is I want to start checking his king and forcing it backwards. Played
Right
king
on
to
target.
d3. And I played king to e6.
Nice, definitely the right move.
The computer says, definitely the right move. And it's in this position that Grandmaster Robert Hungaski lost on time. He resigned, right? Or lost on time. So there we go. He lost in a lost, he gave up in a lost position or whatever. Okay, so that was the end of the game. He lost on time. So he was under tremendous pressure. I had 58 seconds left and he only had a matter of seconds to make each move, and he had no material and no plan. So that was round one. Let's go and have a look at another round in my late titled Tuesday of this week. Okay, so round one, we've beaten the Grandmaster, we have 1 point, and now our next opponent, who do we play? Who do we play in round two of late titled Tuesday? Well, I'll show you my losses too. Right, here we go. Let's see how badly I played in this game. I played. Whoops, where is it? I'm playing International Master I am O Miyaju, and he's from Argentina. Right, so we're having a look at this game. Right, so we're in the chess.com analysis room. It says I am Omiya Jr. It says. He's rated 2,674, so he's got a bit of experience on me. In the game, this International Master plays at a rating performance of 2,650. His rating is 2,674, so he plays up to his skill sets. I played at a rating performance of 2,300, which is nearer my real strength. I can play better. However, 2,300, around about 2,300 is my average strength. Right, let's go and have a look at this game now. Right.
Opening with the queen's pawn controls the center and usually leads to a more positional development of the pieces.
There we go, that's right. It's more of a positional game. I was happy about that. I don't want the sharp tactics with a player 2,674, so I play knight f6.
The Indian game begins by controlling the important e4 square with the knight rather than a pawn.
Exactly. So, yeah, I'm controlling this square here, very important. Stops him playing e4. He played knight c3.
Develops the knight and controls the d5 and e4 squares.
And prepares to play e4, exactly. Thank you, computer. You did well. G6
Your bishop is ready to be developed to an active square.
Right, we want to fianchetto shadow the bishop. Played e4.
This prepares the bishop for development.
And the plan of the International Master is roll over me, steamroll me with e5 and f4 and do that kind of stuff. So I played d6
This
to
prepares
stop
your bishop for development.
Played bishop to e3.
Bishop e3 develops the bishop toward the center and protects the d4 pawn.
It's a book move and it's a good move. So I played knight g4. I thought
It is
I'll
important
just
for you
chase
to develop all of your pieces in the opening.
So it's an inaccuracy, right? So the correct move was c6, right? c6. He played bishop
This
g5.
moves the bishop to a better location, allowing
It's
it to control more
excellent
squares.
move. It's plus 0.99%. I chased his
You kick the
bishop.
opposing bishop with a pawn, forcing it away. This move puts the bishop on a safer square.
So now he's got a star move. Now, in this position, I'm starting to feel uncomfortable. I'm playing a player that's 2674, and I'm sort of starting to weaken my position around my king, and he's got lovely free development. He's developed his queen side completely. My knight's precariously placed, and it's not going to be long before white completes his development, and I will be in a lot of trouble. So I thought, well,
You're
kick
kicking
his...
their bishop out of a useful square.
That's right. So he moved
This
the
moves
bishop.
the bishop to safety.
Now I develop
It's critical
the
to
bishop.
develop your pieces as early as possible in the game.
So I've got a star for that move. But have a look at the evaluation bar. This international master is killing me positionally. Except from a positional point of view, purely positional and structural, I'm getting killed in round
The queen
2
moves from its
of
initial
late
position,
title Tuesday.
joining the action.
So that's exactly right. And the whole idea is he wants to play pawn to h4 or pawn to h3 and trap my knight. My knight's got no squares. Okay. I played
Your
e5.
strike at the center fights for space and central control.
The whole idea of that is now if he attacks the knight, I can take his pawn off and I can attack his knight and create a square on e5 for my knight. Okay. So he plays d5, and now I still have the same problem with my knight. So here I played knight f6.
This is a fine move.
And the engine says it's a fine move. I played f3.
This is the strongest option.
I played c6.
Your opponent's advantage is turned into a winning position.
There you go. So he's got a winning position. So this is a real big blunder. Why is it a blunder? Well, he simply plays pawn
This ignores
takes
an opportunity to increase the bishop's scope by moving it to a better
pawn. It's
square.
still a strong move. Because after pawn
Your
takes
isolated
pawn,
pawn gets weaker as more trades happen.
now he plays castles.
Castling queenside tends to be more active than kingside because the rook is closer to the center.
That's right. So now I've got problems. How do I defend the pawn on d6? Well, I can't defend it. If I push it, he can take this pawn. If I play bishop here to protect it, he can take this pawn. I can't take back because it'll be checkmate on d8. So I played king
That was a nice way to
e7.
defend your pawn.
It was the only move I could find. And here he comes, he plays
One of the best
h4.
moves.
I played knight h5
You
to
win
chase
time
his
by
bishop
threatening a
away.
bishop. This move puts the bishop on a safer square. You missed an opportunity to attack a pawn chain.
There you go. So I could have played the position more actively.
This develops a bishop off its starting square,
And
getting it into the action.
he's got an awesome position.
You came out even with that trade.
I came out even with the trade. I like it. But have a look at the evaluation bar. I've got a totally lost game. Played
The
knight
rooks can see
g5
each
to
other
e7.
now, allowing them to provide mutual defense.
Played,
You further develop your pieces by moving the knight.
that's right. Played queen d3.
This is the way to win a pawn.
And now I played knight
You
c7.
mobilized your knight, allowing it to control more of the board.
But he's got this move. Queen
White
c4
will be
check.
winning a pawn with that fork.
And now I played the wrong move. I should have played king e7, but I was really worried. So I should have played king here, but now I lose the game, right? I played king here.
Good job defending that pawn.
And now he's got the
Very
check and he
precise.
takes the knight. I was thinking that if he gave me a check, I could put the queen in. Because I was running short of time. I only had 1 minute and 49 seconds left. And he had 2 minutes 35 and I had a lost game. I recognised I had a lost game. So I played on for a few moves and that was the end of the game. I'll show you the end rapidly. Queen
This blocks the
e7.
check from the queen.
Queen takes
That knight
knight.
was free for the taking.
I played rook
You further
here
develop your pieces by moving the
to
rook.
attack his king. I played king to
A very
b1.
strong play.
I played rook
Great
b7.
defense. A good way to protect your pawn.
He played queen to
A solid
g4 check. So I played knight e6.
You block the check from the queen.
Played h takes g5.
This one's a rook.
I played f takes g5.
You take back.
He played knight to
One of the best
g3.
moves.
Very strong move. So I played king to e
Well done, an
c7.
excellent move.
Engine says, well done, an excellent move, given the position is so dead lost. Played knight
This
f5.
is the way to win a rook.
So I played queen f6.
This is a good time for you to get out of trouble.
That's right, exactly. So here he comes, rook
That
takes
pin will win
d6. So I played rook on the b file to b
You've
out. I
now
thought,
doubled your rooks,
I'll go and
allowing
give
them
him
to
a
team up.
check. So he played rook on the h file
This
to
doubles the rooks on
d1.
a file, which allows them to team up to create threats.
So in this position, I just thought, well, I'll take a pawn with
Very
check.
good choice.
Played king
This
c1.
evades a check from the rook.
And now he's got a good position and he's just winning. So I played knight to d4. Knight to d4 because I know I'm lost.
You are threatening to play checkmate.
And I'm hoping that he'll take my queen. If he takes my queen, I can play rook takes pawn checkmate. See that? Rook takes pawn checkmate. So I offered him the queen thinking, oh, please take my queen. But he was too smart for that. He played bishop takes
This
d4.
captures a free knight.
Now he's on my queen. So I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll take the bishop.
You captured back.
Right? And my plan is, if he takes my queen, I could take the knight and I still might get a checkmate, right? Still trying, but the position's hopeless.
Capturing that queen wins material.
So I played in this position. I thought, well, I could play pawn takes knight. Now, if he played knight takes bishop, right, he would get checkmated there, okay? But he's got this move, rook checks, and it's a killer. It's an absolute killer because my king hasn't got a good square. So that's the problem. So I just played bishop takes back. He played knight takes d4. And it's in this position that I resigned against 2674 player. I am O'Meara Jr. I'm a mere junior, he says. So he's a very good junior if he's an international master and he's rated 2,674. So let's go and have a look at the next game. So we go back to the archives and we've looked at two games now. We've looked at round one from a late title Tuesday this week where I beat the Grandmaster. Looked at round two where I lost to the 2600 player. Okay, I lost to the 2600 player. And here we play another game. And this time I'm playing a candidate master. I'm playing a candidate master. And the candidate master is Candidate Master Super Moly. Super Moly is from Venezuela. He's rated 2,528. Okay. And let's see how we could play against this character. So we're into the game review again at chess.com. Right. Okay, for the purposes of this game against Candidate Master Super Moly, rated 2,528, the chess engine says that I played at 81.8% accuracy. My opponent, Super Moly, played at 78.2%, so there wasn't much difference in it. I played at a rating performance of 2400. The actual game I played at 2400 strength. My opponent played a slightly weaker game, lower than his rating standard, and he played at 2250. So how did we beat him? Well, let's have a look and let's see how we beat a player,
with the king's pawn,
another player over 2500.
Opens up the light squared bishop and queen, often leading to sharp games.
The engine's going.
The bishop is ready to be developed to an active square. Opening with the king's... The Sicilian defense... Knight f3 develops the knight toward the center to prepare for a d4 pawn push.
That's right. We're
where the knight will recapture
we want to play
if
D4.
Black captures on d4. d6 opens up the light squared bishop and prevents white from pushing the pawn to e5 after Black eventually plays knight f6.
And this is the Najdorf, the Miguel Najdorf opening, named after Miguel Najdorf. It's the Najdorf Sicilian that Black is playing, the candidate master. As I say, he's 2,528. He's from Venezuela.
d4 offers to trade the d pawn for the c pawn, giving up a center pawn for more active pieces.
Exactly. And what we've done in this position, we've opened up our bishop here, opened up our bishop here. And we're trying to get full active development with the minor pieces.
C takes d4 gives Black two central pawns versus one central pawn for white.
Exactly.
Knight takes d4 recaptures the pawn and activates the knight in return for having one central pawn versus black's two central pawns.
That's right. The other thing too is the knight's controlling that square and that square, so it's well placed. It's not. We haven't overreached our position where we're, in his territory, so to speak. That's his territory behind the arrow in the black territory. But our knight on our side of the board on the fourth rank is exerting a few little pressure on a few little squares.
Knight f6 develops the knight toward the center and attacks the undefended e4 pawn.
Also, the idea is to push a pawn here or here and develop this bishop so you can castle as black.
Knight c3 defends the e4 pawn and starts to develop on the queen side. a6 prepares the queenside pawn advance, b7, b5. It also prevents white from playing the bishop or knight to b5.
Exactly. So, a lot of players in theory, in the early theory, they used to think, bishop b5 check. You want to stop that bishop b5 check. This is the standard Najdorf position. So
bishop g5 threatens the knight on f6.
That's right. Because
white may castle queenside after developing the queen.
Yeah, we want to take the knight, play queen h5, and castle queenside rapidly and cause him trouble.
Knight bd7 develops the knight to where it can capture on f6
and
avoid doubled pawns, but at the cost of blocking in the light-squared bishop.
And Bobby Fischer used to say, play bishop c4.
Develops the bishop to an active diagonal where it attacks the f7 pawn and controls d5.
That's right. If you go over Bobby Fischer's games, you will see that in this type of position against the Najdorf, Bobby Fischer used to love to play bishop to c4 and put his bishop on the diagonal towards the black king's f7 square down here. Okay. Queen of
the
b6
queen moves forward into the game. This is called development.
It's a book move. I played bishop b3.
Your piece jumps in to protect a pawn.
Right, so it's a book move. White's got an advantage here. Again, look at the evaluation bar on the side of the board. Remember, this is my game 3 of Late Title Tuesday. I've beaten a Grandmaster in round 1, lost to a 2600. So I'm after a scalp. I want to get this guy's 2528. And if I can get 2 points out of 3 in Late Title Tuesday against players more than 2500, including a Grandmaster, I'd be a happy chappy.
The bishop is ready to be developed to an active square. You are threatening to tactically win a pawn.
I'm threatening knight takes pawn, attacking the queen.
This allows the knight to control more squares.
I played a bad move here. I played knight to a4.
You permitted the opponent to eventually win a pawn.
So he played queen to
this
a5.
Move puts the queen on a safer square.
So I moved my bishop back and I attacked his queen. And he plays queen to c7.
This moves the queen to safety.
And now I've got a problem. This pawn's attacked. So I played f3 to protect it.
Good job defending that pawn.
Good job defending the pawn. Thank you, Mr. Engine. He played b5.
The knight is kicked by a pawn and must now move or be captured.
That's right. Now I can't take the knight because pawn will take back. And then the pawn will come forwards, next move, after I move, and he'll be attacking my bishop, and my bishop got nowhere to go. So I cannot take the knight. So I move back.
The knight in the center controls more squares.
So he plays bishop to b7.
The bishop moves forward into the game.
Now he's got a beautiful game. He's got an absolutely beautiful game. Not the best move that he played. He could have played b4. So I played rook to c1.
You followed a great chess principle and developed a new piece.
It's a chess principle. He played bishop e7.
Out comes the bishop and into the battle.
So I castled rapidly.
Castling kingside is a great way to protect your king and develop.
Thank you, Mr. Engine. Castles.
This connects the rooks, which helps them work together. You ignored an opportunity to develop a queen off its starting square.
Yeah, queen here with the idea of queen here and putting pressure, threatening bishop there.
Black had an advantage, but now the game is close to equal.
Almost equal. Almost equal.
Your rooks are connected, which helps them work together.
Aha, I'm trying to improve my position, basically.
A solid choice. Gaining space in the center gives your pieces more freedom.
That's right. So now, because I need to have a plan to beat him.
This move puts the knight on a safer square. The only move, and you found it.
The only move on the board, I found it. Isn't that nice to know? I do this all the time. When there's only one move on the board, I find it.
That's an unfortunate error.
It's a bad mistake. I take his knight.
You trade off equal material.
Pawn
takes back.
And now I just played bishop to e3.
You are threatening to win material through a tactic?
There you go. So I'm threatening to win material. Oh, well, what I want to do in this position, I want to play c4 and cause him all sorts of trouble. That's my real plan, to play c4. My plan was to play c4 here, but also to play moves like queen f2 as well, with the idea of knight takes pawn, and to try to cause him a lot of embarrassment, see, because he can't play knight b6 because of knight takes pawn.
This mobilizes the knight, allowing it to control more of the board.
Exactly. So I played rook on the c file to d1.
You had a better option, but this is not bad.
Queen to f2 was better. He took
After all captures, this is an equal trade.
So I recaptured.
You captured back.
And he plays this move, bishop d5.
There were worse moves, but also something much better.
So I played c3.
This isn't a mistake, but there was something better for you.
Yeah, his move. He should now be playing a move like pawn here. But he plays queen to b7.
That's not a mistake. But
so I played
b4.
That's
what I would have played too.
There you go. The engine said that's what I would have played too. Makes me very happy. So now
this attacks a rook, winning a tempo when it moves away.
That's right. So I played rook on the
This
f-file.
moves your rook to a safer square.
Played bishop to d3.
This ignores an opportunity to attack a pawn chain.
Right. To attack a pawn chain. Oh, well, or f6. He should be attacking with f6, apparently. Amazing. Yeah, that's right, because when the bishop's on c4, it protects the e6 pawn. He could have played pawn here with the idea of attacking my pawn chain, trying to open up my king with this long diagonal. Right, so that's what the computer is trying to tell us. So I played knight to b3.
Okay, but not what I would have played.
So he played rook d5.
This overlooks an opportunity to attack a pawn chain.
So I played bishop c4.
You missed an opportunity to centralize the knight so it controls more squares.
But I wanted to do this. Rook on the f. Because
this misses an opportunity to attack a pawn chain.
So I took his bishop.
That was a fair trade.
Played queen takes e6.
Recaptures.
Now I played rook to d2.
You had an advantage, but now the game is close to equal.
The position's close to equal, but the engine still says, if you look at the evaluation bar, that my position's slightly better.
One of the best moves.
Yeah, and now I played rook there.
You allowed the opponent to win material through an eventual fork.
Okay, so he can win material through an eventual fork. How does he do that? Well, I'll show you. He played queen c4.
This misses an opportunity to win material through a tactic.
He could have played pawn hits rook. And the position was not good. Not good. Not good. Okay. So I played knight a5.
You made that square a great outpost for a knight.
I chased his queen. He played queen c7.
This move puts the queen on a safer square.
I played queen
this
to
move
e3.
Doesn't hurt you much, but it doesn't help either.
There you go. So it doesn't hurt much, but it gives me time. Remember, in this position, when I played queen e3, have a look at the time on the board. My opponent's got 21 seconds. I've got 15.8 seconds. And really, I've got to try to cause him a whole lot of distress on the clock. The game went rook d7. I played h3.
Not the best move, but not bad either.
Trying to get my king to h2 for safety. He played king g7.
Very strong play.
So I thought, well, I'll play king h2.
Well done, an excellent move.
Yeah, engine likes it. He played queen d8.
This permits the opponent to eventually win material.
So I played knight to b3.
You permitted the opponent to win material through a fork.
Right, but
you overlooked an opportunity to eventually win material.
Yes, Mr. Computer, but more importantly, in this position, We're trying to keep our opponent under time pressure. The computer doesn't understand the time pressure my opponent's under. So he played
This
bishop
overlooks an
c4.
opportunity to win material through
So I played knight to
You
d4.
permitted the opponent to take an outpost with a bishop.
Right. So he bishop to
This
d3.
defends the attacked pawn.
But now I played g4.
You ignored an opportunity to eventually win material.
It's okay. I don't want to win material. I want to win on time. He's got 12 seconds. I've got 14. So he plays.
This allows the opponent to eventually win a pawn.
So now I played king g3. He played f5.
White was better off, but now their position is winning.
And now my position is winning. I like it. g5
Your opponent slipped up, but you didn't take advantage of it. You permitted the opponent to force
Watch
a
my
weak isolated
opponent.
pawn.
Sorry, Mr. Computer. Watch my opponent now. Just trying to move fast as he's losing on time. So now, Candidate Master Super Moldy rated 2,528.
This permits the opponent to eventually win a pawn.
He wants to make quick moves, but
You
I
overlooked
make
an opportunity to eventually win a pawn.
So he plays Queen E7.
This allows the opponent to eventually win material.
He hasn't got time. So I just push a pawn.
Hurting their pawn structure is a good idea.
But King
This
F7.
overlooks an opportunity to capture a free pawn.
So I played Rook H1.
You are forcing your opponent to get an isolated pawn on a semi-open file.
That's right. I want to play pawn takes pawn check and double the rooks and smash him. So he played king to g7.
This is not the best.
So I took the pawn off.
Yes, this is the way.
He played h
Takes
takes
back.
g6. Played rook on the d file to h2.
You are threatening to force eventual checkmate.
And now I'm threatening rook here. And the other castle would be checkmate on h7. Right? So he's in big trouble. He played queen
This
to
allows the opponent to
e8.
force eventual checkmate.
But I played rook check.
Your opponent will be forced into checkmate if you find the right moves.
If I find the right moves, well, he played king here.
This steps away from the checking rook.
And now I actually played rook checks.
Your move gets closer to checkmate.
Closer to checkmate. With king e7.
This evades a check from the rook.
And now I've got a knight check here. And castle will checkmate. But I've missed it. I played rook e8. I just grabbed his queen.
But the game is still yours.
And he played king takes e8. And I played rook to h8.
Nice, definitely the right move.
And at this position, Candidate Master Super Molly in late title Tuesday round 3 rated 2,528 capitulated. That's right, he resigned. But if I'll show you the checkmate after rook h7,
checkmate.
king to
f8 away
f8,
from the checking rook.
rook h8
Your move
check.
gets closer to checkmate.
Now he played king e7. The correct move is knight checks. As you can see, he can't go here because of the pawn. If he goes here, he can't go there, so he's only got one square, and that's checkmate. You don't have to take the queen. Checkmate's better than taking the queen. However, we still got there in the end, and we won our game. Okay? So we're doing well. We beat the Grandmaster. We beat a 2,500 plus player. We lost to a 2,600 player. And so this is my late title Tuesday rounds 1 to 3. I think I'll try to show you game 4. Game 4. We'll see how game 4 goes. Right. So it's round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4. I got killed by a 2,940 player. Very, very embarrassing. I played really badly. But in the next game, I played in round 5. I had managed to score another point, and I played at 90.4% accuracy. Let's have a look at this one. And we're playing a Candidate Master. Playing a Candidate Master from Turkey. I think it's Turkey he was from. Okay. And in this position, we won in 52 moves. It took a long time. He was rated 2,508, is Candidate Master Power of Chess. Okay. Candidate Master Power of Chess. We're in the chess.com analysis room.
Way to finish off the game, accurately converting your endgame advantage into a win.
And in this game, I played at 90.4% accuracy. I'll show you. Here we go. I played at 90.4% accuracy, as you can see there with the chess.com game review. My opponent played at 82.7% accuracy. I played with a rating performance of 2700. My opponent played at 2450. So that's how you beat a 2500 plus player from Turkey in late title Tuesday. Okay, we'll go through this game quickly. Right, let's have a look. I'll go to the review.
Opening with the king's pawn controls the center and opens up the light-squared bishop and queen,
Correct.
often leading to sharp games.
Right, sharp games. If you want to play a quiet positional game and you're not developed tactically, try to play the d4, the pawn twice in front of the queen, and play that sort of system until you get comfortable.
The French defense prepares for d5.
Okay, d3.
d3 is a somewhat timid move compared to the normal d4.
That's right.
But is a playable alternative that is hoping to create a more closed position.
That's right. Bobby Fischer used to play it sometimes.
d5 gains space in the center and attacks the e4 pawn. Knight d2 develops the knight and defends the e4 pawn.
And it's a book move. Tell the folks it's a book move, Mr. Computer.
c5 takes space in the center, controls the d4 square, and prepares to develop the knight. You develop a knight, which means you move it from its starting position.
That's correct. And it's a book move.
This activates a knight by developing it off of its starting square. This isn't a mistake, but there was something better for you.
Yeah, g3 was a better move.
The bishop moves forward into the game. This is called development. Castling kingside is a great way to protect your king and develop.
That's what I was after, Mr. Computer.
The knight moves forward into the game. This is called development. You had a better option, but this is not bad.
So pawn takes pawn is a better move according to the engine.
Castling to the same side of the board is a more cautious approach. Very good choice.
Very good choice. I like it. Computer did prefer a3.
This develops a queen off its starting square, getting it into the action.
And controlling this diagonally, you always have to watch that pawn retreat.
Not the best move, but not bad either.
There you go. But it doesn't lose material or anything.
The rooks can see each other now, allowing them to provide mutual defense. You overlooked an opportunity to strike at the center with a pawn.
Ah, so pawn to d4. Thank you, Mr. Computer. See, I'm
This prevents the
improving
opponent
too.
from being able to tactically win a knight.
Okay. Well, I played g3.
Your move creates room for your king to move in the future. That's not a mistake, but it's not the best move either.
So pawn to d5 was best, but it's not easy to find those types of moves, even if you are 2,500, because you're playing a very rapid game.
Your bishop has more scope from this square.
Yeah, the whole idea is we want to put pressure on the e square.
This is the strongest option. That was a fair trade.
And
This maintains the balance and material with a good trade.
That's right. That's all we want to do. We just want to trade the pieces off and just get a good position, because even if we can get a draw against the 2,500, we're doing well.
This move doesn't hurt you much, but it doesn't help either. This misses a better way to create a pawn chain.
Yeah, pawn to b4 was better.
You trade off equal material. Takes back. You move your knight away from the edge of the board, giving it control of more squares.
Exactly. And the other thing too that I'm looking at, the computer hasn't mentioned, is that the pawns are on black squares, right? And the bishop's on a black squared bishop. So I'm trying to take advantage of his pawn structure. As the game develops, you're going to see exactly what I do and how I go about it.
This is not the best. You came out even with that trade. After all, Cap, that's an even trade.
And the whole idea is after
Recaptures.
rook to a8, there's always the possibility of some action on the king side or something. So I played
You
c4.
ignored an opportunity to develop a bishop off its starting square.
Yeah. It's not a great move, but it's okay. Played knight c7.
This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders.
Yeah, he should have taken the pawn.
It's good to get your bishop off of its starting square and into the action.
And we're threatening bishop takes pawn, aren't we?
This allows the opponent to eventually win a pawn. That was a fair trade. Takes back. You are threatening to win a knight through a fork.
A queen check, and we'll win a knight. That's right. That's a little sneaky move. And at the same time, we're threatening bishop takes pawn.
This blocks an attack on a pawn.
So we take it off with the
You
knight.
missed an opportunity to set up a blockade.
Now,
You permitted the opponent to kick a bishop.
That's right. In this position, he can't take with the pawn because of queen checks, and we take the knight. So he's only got one move. Knight takes.
This ignores a better way to recapture a piece.
So I played bishop takes.
You trade
d4.
off equal material.
He plays c takes
Takes
d4.
back.
And now this is the position that I always wanted in the game. And that is, I've got a knight on a central square. My opponent has got a weak bishop because his pawns are on black squares. He can't really mobilise his bishop very well. So I played queen c6.
The game is still close to equal, but you lost your advantage.
Well, it says I lost my advantage. The best move was queen b3 check, he says. Okay, that's my best move. However, I played queen there. It attacks the bishop and the castle. Played rook d8.
The bishop is now adequately defended.
So I played rook a1.
A great way to control the open file with your rook.
Exactly. I want to control the squares and leave him with the bad bishop. Watch what I do. He plays
This
bishop
misses an
b4.
opportunity to offer an equal trade of pieces.
So I
There was
play
only
rook.
one good move there for you, but you overlooked it. You allowed the opponent to take an open file with a rook. This prevents the opponent from being able to win material. Yes, this is the way.
So I give him the check first. I'm hoping he'll go in the corner.
This blocks the check from an opposing queen. Nice find. You found the only move in this position. This steps away from the checking queen. Well done, an excellent move. There were worse moves, but also something much better.
Now here I played this move. Watch this and listen to what the computer says. Remember I told you about the black pawn chain and the weak black squared bishop.
You prevented your opponent from being able to win a knight by trapping a piece.
And I got an exclamation mark because I'm now controlling this square here.
This activates the king in the endgame by getting it off. This is a fine move.
The whole idea is we want to lock him down. Lock him down.
This threatens to force a weak, isolated pawn. You prevented your opponent from being able to force a weak, isolated pawn.
I don't want him to play that move. That's right.
That's fine. Good job. That's what I would have played too.
There you go. So now can you see my pawns are restricting his pawns, his black pawns, from moving forward, and it's not easy for my opponent at all.
This ignores an opportunity to increase the bishop's scope by moving it to a better square.
That's right. So now I
You
give him a
overlooked a better way
check.
to move a queen to safety.
Not the best move. He
This
played
steps away
king
from
there.
the checking queen.
So I played knight to g3.
Nice, definitely the right move.
And the reason why I played knight there is because I want to get my knight in on f4. If I get my knight there, I'm thinking that I could be winning. So he played queen
This
to
threatens to win a pawn
c7.
through a fork.
So I played queen
The
to
winning
g6.
edge is gone, but you still hold the better position.
I got the
This
better
misses
position.
an opportunity to increase a bishop's.
So now I play queen
missed
back.
the only
I
move
don't
in
want to
critical
change
position.
queens. Right. Play queen e7.
This overlooks an opportunity to increase a bishop's scope.
And now I play
yes, this is
queen
the way.
checks. Right. Play king
This steps away from the
h7.
checking queen.
Play knight
Good
f5.
job. That's what I would have played too.
So I'm trying to increase the power of my knight. Right. Play bishop
This
e7.
moves the bishop to a better location, allowing it to control more
But
squares.
queen to
Nice fork, you'll
f7.
be winning a
Star
bishop.
move, best
You
move.
are threatening to play
Have a look
checkmate.
at the bad bishop. The bad bishop's got, it's in a real mess. He played bishop
The
d6.
bishop moves out of a pin while also providing critical
It
defense.
stops the checkmate, see. But I gave him a check
This
there
moves
on
your
g6.
queen to a safer square.
He played king
This is the
g8.
in the
That's a
checking.
mistake. He should have played king to h8. He's allowed me to play this move. Knight takes
This is a
check.
winning capture since the pawn is pinned.
That's right. It's a winning capture because my h pawn can move forwards and smash him to pieces. He played king to
This
f8.
steps away from the checking knight.
So I played the knight back to
A
f5.
good choice to move your threatened knight.
Plays queen to
A
c1
solid
check.
choice.
However, he's got a problem. After king
You
here,
step your king away from the
I'm
checking
threatening
queen.
his bishop, and I'm threatening queen takes pawn check. So he had to go back.
This protects an underdefended pawn that is under attack.
Now we play
Hurting their
h6.
pawn structure is a good idea.
And now he's got a problem. After g
One of the
takes
best
h6,
moves.
we play queen takes f6.
Nice way to win material using a
And
fork.
now we're on his bishop, right? He played king
This
e8.
evades the check from the queen.
We play knight takes
You won material by
d6 check.
capturing a bishop.
We don't change queens because we want to win the game positionally, right? We played king
This
d7.
evades the check from the knight.
We played knight to e4.
This is a good time for you to get out of
There's
trouble.
queen to
A very strong play.
c2. We played queen takes e5.
Your passed pawn is on its way to promotion.
He now pinches the pawn
This
because
loses
he's
the
in
queen.
time
The position
trouble.
is losing no matter what.
And now we play knight c5.
You will win a queen with a fork.
And that's how we beat Candidate Master Power of Chess, rated 2,508 from Turkey in round 5. Okay? So I hope you enjoyed the presentation of my early games from Late Title Tuesday. And it's my pleasure to bring those to you on my YouTube channel, FM John Curtis Chess. Now, if you really liked the presentation and the analysis, well, please give me the thumbs up. And if you make comments, excuse me, next to the video, well, then I'll try to reply in kind to you wonderful people. Okay? Thank you again. I'll see you in my next video. Okay, one person wants to say goodbye. Grandmaster Teddy, would you like to say a few words? I was watching the games, Johnny. It was very good. You're improving. You're beating the 2,500 players. And surprise, surprise, you beat a Grandmaster. I did, Teddy, in round 1 of Late Title Tuesday. Always good to get a Grandmaster scalp. Does that mean I've got the old crown back on my head? Probably. We'll see. Anyway, with that, I'm going to end this YouTube video. God bless you all. Look after yourselves and take care. Until next time, we love you. Bye-bye from Australia.